1 Kings, chapter 10. And the queen of Sheba is hearing of the fame of Solomon concerning the name of Yahweh, and comes to try him with enigmas. And she comes to Jerusalem with a very great company, camels carrying spices and very much gold and precious stone. And she comes to Solomon, and speaks to him all that has been with her heart. And Solomon declares to her all her matters. There has not been a thing hid from the king that he has not declared to her. And the queen of Sheba sees all the wisdom of Solomon, and the house that he built, and the food of his table, and the sitting of his servants, and the standing of his ministers, and their clothing, and his butlers, and his burnt offering, that he causes to ascend in the house of Yahweh. And there has not been any more spirit in her. And she says to the king, The word that I heard in my land has been true concerning your matters and your wisdom. And I gave no credence to the words until I come and my eyes see. And behold, not even half was declared to me. You have added wisdom and goodness to the report that I heard. O the blessedness of your men, O the blessedness of your servants, these who are standing before you continually, who are hearing your wisdom. Your God Yahweh is blessed, who delighted in you, to put you on the throne of Israel. In Yahweh's loving Israel for all time, he sets you for king, to do judgment and righteousness. And she gives to the king 120 talents of gold, and very many spices and precious stone. There never again came in abundance like that spice that the queen of Sheba gave to King Solomon. And also the navy of Hiram that bore gold from Ophir brought in very much almug trees and precious stone from Ophir. And the king makes the almug trees a support for the house of Yahweh, and for the house of the king, and harps and psalteries for singers. There have not come such almug trees, nor have there been seen such to this day. And King Solomon gave to the queen of Sheba all her desire that she asked, apart from that which he gave to her as a memorial of King Solomon. And she turns and goes to her land, she and her servants. And the weight of the gold that has come to Solomon in 1 year is 666 talents of gold, apart from that of the tourists and of the traffic of the merchants, and of all the kings of Arabia, and of the governors of a land. And King Solomon makes 200 bucklers of alloyed gold, 600 shekels of gold go up on the one buckler, and 300 shields of alloyed gold, 300 pounds of gold go up on the one shield. And the king puts them in the house of the forest of Lebanon. And the king makes a great throne of ivory, and overlays it with refined gold. The throne has 6 steps, and a round top is to the throne behind it, and hands are in this side and on that, to the place of the sitting. And 2 lions are standing near the hands, and 12 lions are standing there on the 6 steps, on this side and on that. It has not been made so for any kingdom. And all the drinking vessels of King Solomon are of gold, and all the vessels of the house of the forest of Lebanon are of refined gold. There are none of silver. It was not reckoned in the days of Solomon for anything. For the king has a navy of Tarshish at sea, with a navy of Hiram. Once in 3 years the navy of Tarshish comes, carrying gold and silver, ivory and apes and peacocks. And King Solomon is greater than any of the kings of the earth for riches and for wisdom. And all the earth is seeking the presence of Solomon, to hear his wisdom that God has put into his heart. And they are each bringing his present, vessels of silver, and vessels of gold, and garments and armor, and spices, horses and mules, the matter of a year in a year. And Solomon gathers chariots and horsemen, and has 1,400 chariots, and 12,000 horsemen, and he places them in the cities of the chariot, and with the king in Jerusalem. And the king makes the silver in Jerusalem as stones, and he has made the cedars as the sycamores that are in the low country, for abundance. And the outgoing of the horses that King Solomon has is from Egypt and from Keveh. Merchants of the king take from Keveh at a price. And a chariot comes up and comes out of Egypt for 600 pieces of silver, and a horse for 150. And so for all the kings of the Hittites, and for the kings of Aram, they bring out by their hand.